And so these dreams come to us for a reason. These visualizations, these thoughts, these ideas, these concepts that we have. Everyone has them, right? But what's the difference between someone who thinks of it and then you go, oh my God, after someone came out with that idea and then they put it into action, and you're like, oh my God, I could have been a millionaire. Right? How many times did this happen to you? You thought of something and then someone else came up with the idea and did it. So what's the difference? The difference is the idea is 1%. 99% is that effort, that energy of waking up every morning and doing all the little dirty tasks that you don't want to do. These small things, right? Because it's all, mountains are made one step at a time. It's just tiny progress here and there. And that's a long process that most people do not want to do, even if you have a great idea. And that's why, right? Your analysis was, this is too difficult to put into motion, that there may not be a guarantee, there may not be the outcome that I want, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste my time. That was your analysis there. And so you didn't do it, and that took you down a path of inaction, and now you regret it, right? There's no guarantees in life, but there is one guarantee. If you don't take action, there will be no outcome at all, no positive outcome. The only outcome will be that you didn't achieve anything. You didn't achieve what you wanted. Right? But I guarantee you, if you go down that path, you may not get the outcome that you thought. But you gained an experience. You gained a reference point that you can use for anything in the rest of your life. So this is a platform for you. See, a lot of people think that failure is a step backward. No. Failure is a step forward in the right direction. Every time you fail, you learn something from it. You gain something from it. You feel less anxiety when you're doing it again. You want to think that's a step backward? That's progress in every sense of the word. Right? So these dreams come to you, these ideas, these visions come to you for a reason. And you can either act them out or not. And there's a higher power at play. And whether or not you want to think that you came up with these ideas on your own, or whether they were given to you from God or a higher power or whatnot, if you're not going to act out on it, maybe that energy will be taken somewhere else to somebody who will act out on that. And so the thoughts that live in your head don't mean anything unless you put it into motion and you actually transfer that energy from your head into society. And you actually leave your footprint out there. And you actually have some skin in the game. And you put yourself out there to be criticized, to be judged, to be looked at differently, to possibly fail, to possibly be rejected, to possibly be denied. All these things could happen, right? But if they live up in your mind is your castle in a sense, that you can have bad thoughts and they won't, if you keep them up in your mind and you don't put them out in the world, you're thankful for that, right? You're thankful for that aspect of it. That didn't leave a negative footprint on society. But the good thoughts, the ideas that come in your mind, if you don't actually put that into motion and put that out there in the environment and out there in society and actually use those thoughts, those ideas, then it went nowhere. It evaporated into thin air. There's no footprint. So you could have great ideas, you could have great thoughts, you could be really smart and have great concepts. But if you don't actually put yourself out there with these ideas, with these concepts, with these beliefs, with these principles, with this endowment, then you're no better than someone who didn't think of them at all. And so you need to actually do it. You need to actually apply yourself. You need to actually give what you are endowed with and leave it all out there on the table And that's what you will be judged by at the end of the day. Whether you want to think of it as like an afterlife, whether you want to think of it as like the gates of heaven or hell, I don't care what you want to think of to make you sleep at night. But regardless, it will catch up with you of whether you put yourself out there and live the life of action as opposed to inaction. That will catch up with you at some point. And regret is one heavy load to carry around. Don't let it happen to you. Better to have failed than to regret.